my channel, MCRP Life. Feel free to like, subscribe, share this video, and feel free to check out my Instagram. So today I'm going to be discussing about how a person who is blind or vision impaired is able to read. So there's a range of different kind of materials out there that you can use to read. There's large print books, braille books, audio, Kindle, and loads of other things. The four I mentioned are the ones I tend to use. So, well, not really use because I don't really use the braille books that much, but I've had a go with braille books just because I need to practice reading braille properly. So there's that for those who are braille readers. So this is a braille and tactile images book called It Can't Be True. Basically it's a science fact book that has braille and tactile images. And it's actually really good for practicing braille. Practicing reading because it's all in, I think, grade 2. And it's on the RNIB website with their braille books. So I'll put a link to this in the description below, so you can check it out if you would like to. But there's also large print, audio, and then reading online on a Kindle. So, with large print books, you can get them in different font sizes. I think mine are either 18 or 20 or 24, that kind of range. I think let's see, either 18 or 20 font, because they have to be quite large to be able to read them. And I've got quite a few different ones. I've got the Tales of Grindelwald, which is like the Fantastic Beasts one. I've got Divergent, I've got some Shakespeare books, quite a bit of a mix of different large print books. And they sometimes take a bit longer to read, but I do enjoy the feel of a good proper book. Because of course reading online or listening to audio is good, but sometimes you like the feel of a good book. And you can get, like I said, you can get them made different sizes. I think you can get them in like 36 or even other things like that, so bigger sizes, depending on what your vision is like. So there's different large print books out there with different font sizes. The ones I've got is this one that has this kind of font size. I have this one which is Shakespeare in the Play, and it is Antony and Cleopatra, and it has a slightly smaller print. And then I have this one, which is like Animal Facts, which is even bigger font. Actually, Science and History Facts is one of the things I do read a lot, but then my other genre I kind of swing to is something that's got kind of magic and mythology behind it. So at the moment on Kindle, for example, I'm reading a book called A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, which is a very different genre to something like this, which is Science and History Facts. And then obviously you have audio, so you can have audio CDs, or what I do is, because I've got a Alexa in my bedroom, I can just say like play book, and then it will play.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
And it will play it will play from where I'm at on my Kindle book. So that's quite useful. So if my eyes are a bit tired, or I've had a long day, so yeah, my eyes are a bit tired, so I'm looking at a screen for doing schoolwork, then I will then use that so I can still listen to my book while I'm going to bed or just in my bedroom and read that way. And also there is a Kindle, so that's a Kindle app on my iPad, and basically what you can do with that is you can make the font size whatever kind of size you want. So again, I think I've got mine on like 20, I think, or 1820. So again, it's quite a large font, but it's what I have to be able to read. So like I said, there are many different ways, and obviously it depends what works for you. So obviously people who are blind will probably use Braille and audio. But then if you still have vision, then you might prefer to use large print and Kindle. And so even on the Kindle and the iPad, there is an app, well, there's a thing where you can make turn the audio on the iPad so that you can still read the book but listen to it. And then there's other bits of equipment. So I have a Orbit Reader 360, and if I connect that to my iPad through Bluetooth, I can read my Kindle book in Braille on the iPad. So there's many different ways that you can read when you have vision impairment. But when I was younger, learning to read was a real struggle. So I used to hate the Biff and Chip books with a passion, because that's before I knew I had my vision impairment. So that's when I was about 4 or 5. I hadn't been diagnosed yet, so we didn't know that I couldn't see. So that small print in the Biff and Chip books, I just was really struggling with it. So I used to hate learning to read, and now I love reading. Like, in year 8 at school, I read like 42 books in the year. So the way I prefer to read is through large print books, and Kindle are the main two. Because, like I said, I like the feel of a good book, and I can honestly just sit and read for like 3 hours straight, possibly more. Because if I get wrapped up in a book, obviously it's not in a film where you have to be able to see it. It's where